Hi everyone, let's just wait for a few minutes more so that more attendees can join. Hello everyone, this is Sushma, Business Manager at iNogic, and today I'll be presenting to you our flagship product Maplytics. Maplytics is a location intelligence tool that can be used within Dynamics CRM to visualize your Dynamics CRM entities on the map. All lines will be muted during this webinar. If you have any questions, you can use the chat window to type in your questions. And at the end of the webinar, we'll be having a Q&A session. Before we dive into the session, let me give you a quick brief about iNogic. iNogic is one of the leading service providers in an ISV. We have been into the business for more than a decade now, and our blogs are also well known among the CRM community. Apart from Maplytics, we have also been focusing on building productivity apps which reduce multiple steps in CRM. Besides developing apps, we also are a system integrator and we assist our partners and customers with the offshore development services. If you would like to discuss any of the requirements for the same, you can contact us at crm@iNogic.com. Now let's move on to Maplytics. Maplytics is available for Microsoft Dynamics 365 version 8.2 onwards. It is available for online as well as on-premises and on-premises with IFD and Dataverse. So let's have a look over the agenda for today's webinar. First, we'll be going through the growth of Maplytics over the years. Next, we'll be seeing the market scope and impact of Maplytics. After that, I'll be giving you a quick overview about the features that I'll be covering for today, which will be followed by the live demonstrations of those features. And I'll be launching a quick poll where you can vote for the most useful features that you think might be helpful for your industry. And lastly, we'll be having a Q&A session. Let's have a look over the Maplytics growth over the years. Maplytics has been there for more than a decade now. We started in 2011 as a store locator, and we developed it more as our team researched about the customer requirements, and of course, the valuable feedback from our customers and partners contributed a lot. As we grew, we added proximity search, routing optimization, territory management, and many more features over the period. Let's move on to understand the importance of locational intelligence. According to the executives worldwide, the locational component in the business performance has been playing a major role in many business sectors like finance, retail, logistics, real estate, and tourism. Further, its importance is going to increase even more into the coming few years. If we look at this report, it shows that the locational intelligence is really important into the businesses, irrespective of their industry verticals, be it B2C or B2B, industries like healthcare, finance, technology, manufacturing, education, or be it any other industry, the locational intelligence has been playing a major role into the business performance. Moreover, in any businesses, the locational intelligence is used by people into various job functions. It's not just limited to the C-level corporate leaders of the company, but also the people into the R&D, operations, marketing and sales, and many other job functions. And they are also utilizing the location information into their day-to-day life. Let's have a look over this chart. This chart shows the various use cases that require the locational intelligence. Use cases like data visualization, logistics, fleet routing, and tracking, and many others are of great importance in various organizations. And Maplytics is one such solution that will help you to fulfill all of these use cases. Before we go through the various features that I'll be covering today, let's see a few examples of the impact of Maplytics into the business. With Maplytics in use, the organizations are able to reduce mileage cost by 10 to 30%. And we all know how valuable it is to save fuel. And the scheduling trips that used to be a tedious process with Maplytics, people are able to save 1 to 2 hours daily. That amounts to about $800 of money each month. Moreover, while managers used to spend 4 to 5 hours on managing territories, Maplytics has reduced it to just a few hours along with the better visual administration and alignment of territories. So basically, while you are planning routines and processes, Maplytics helps you to make the most out of it. Let's go through the list of features that I have noted over here for this webinar. So this webinar will be all about how to use Maplytics for the logistics industries. So I have picked up some of the mostly used features that my existing customers are using into their day-to-day processes. Based on that, I'll be giving you a few of the most demanding features for the logistics industry. So first, we'll be going through the data plotting and categorization, where I'll be showing you how to plot your dynamic CRM entities on the map along with the color coding of the same based on various attributes. Next, I'll be showing you within the detail map how the field sales executives who are going out on the field to meet the customers to propose their transportation solutions, they can create their routes into the detail map within Maplytics, and then they can follow the route within the Maplytics using Maplytics into the mobile. After that, I'll be covering the most essential feature for logistics industry, which is the truck routing. So all of the people who are into the logistics industry need to transport their goods from one location to other location using the commercial vehicles. So the truck routing will be giving you specially optimized route based on the specific dimensions of your truck. Next, we'll be going to the auto scheduling feature. So all of the people who have a whole team of field sales and the drivers especially, if they are using minivans or mini trucks to transport their goods from one location to another location, basically the short distance transportation, they can use this auto scheduling feature in order to create a schedule for all of the drivers who are using the mini trucks to transport the light goods from one location to other location. And lastly, we'll be going through the territory management. So the territory managers can create the territories for their sales team who can further go ahead and see their territories to understand which clients they're responsible for and what is the area they're responsible for. Now let's go ahead with the live demonstration of all of those features. And here I am into my demo instance. So here I am into any of the, you can just go to any of the entities and you'll be getting the two map buttons over here, the detail map and the heat map. So I'll go for the detail map over here. And detail map is the place where you will be getting the various search criteria based on which you can choose what data do you want to see on the map. Like for example, by location or by region, by drawing, by territory, and by template. So you can choose the search criteria that suits your desire, and based on that, you will be able to plot your desired data on the map. So let's go ahead with the by location itself. And here I'll be choosing the data source. Data source as in this is the entity itself that are present into your CRM. So here let's go ahead with the accounts entity, and here you will be getting all of the views that you have within your CRM. You will be getting the personal views, the system views, the dashboards, and the marketing list. So let me choose a personal view over here. like this, and here I can click on search. So this was by location, which means that it can simply plot the data simply based on the addresses it has within the records. Now here you can hover on these records, you can further click on these records to see further details about these records. So this is configurable. If you want to add more data to the hover or the click of the record, you will be able to do so within the settings. Now here you can also see the categorization. This is one of the most useful feature that we have, where you can distinguish between the various types of clients that you have. Okay, so let's say you have, I'll just choose industry, let's say, and here these, you can see the whole list of fields. These fields are nothing but the fields coming from the selected data source. Okay, so I have selected industry, let's click on search, and here you will be able to see the push pins into various colors and shapes. So here you can see the push pins have changed now, and this is the category card that helps you to read the push pins. So this way you will be able to categorize your data based on your own attribute. So for example, into the logistics industry, if you have various types of customers or last delivery date or the annual revenue, you can color code your data based on any attribute that you want. Okay, further you see there is a plus side here. You will be able to plot multiple entities over here. So there's no limit over here. You can plot multiple entities all together on the same map. So let's say I'll go for leads over here. And let's say opportunities. And here I'll choose the category as well. So basically, you will be able to plot multiple entities along with the categorization for the same. So here I have selected 3 entities along with their categories, and this should plot 3 entities based on the color coding of the records based on the 3 attributes that I have selected. Sorry. So here you can see the push pins have plotted now, and this is the category card that will help you to read the push pins. So you can see the rating category card for the leads entity and the owner category card for the opportunity entity. So this is how, if you want to go ahead with the analysis of multiple entities together, you can do so. So let's start with the first feature that we have listed for today, which is the routing optimization. So all of the field sales people who go out on the field and they want to create a route for themselves in order to meet their clients, they can do so using the route optimization. So the field sales people, the field executives, they can just meet the clients and propose their transportation solutions. So for that, they need a route. So to start creating the route, they can just plot the records. They can also categorize the records if you want, and then they can right click on the map. They can right click anywhere on the map. It can simply be a location on the map or a record. Okay, so I'm just right clicking on any particular record over here. So here I'm just right clicking and add to route. So here you can see the respective data has been added over here. Now here you can see 2 more locations have appeared by itself, which I didn't add over here. The reason for this is that into the configuration settings, we have a very useful option there, which is the origin and destinations default locations. So in case your field reps are always starting their journey for the day and ending their journey to another location for this, and these origin and destination always becomes the constant locations. So in that case, it becomes very easier if these constant locations can be saved into the settings. So here I have gone for the Maplytics app and then the settings detail record. This is the place where every Maplytics users can configure Maplytics, basically personalize based on the default settings that they give. So here you can see the option for setting the origin and destination. If they have the constant locations to start and end their day, in that case they can save this. And the same thing will be fetched over here by default while they are trying to create a route for themselves. Okay. Now here you can you can see the options. So here you will be able to see, so select some options as well. You can see some of the options are already selected. So this again comes from the Maplytics configuration detail record. Okay, so here you can choose to optimize your route based on the shortest time or shortest distance, and you can further avoid the highways, avoid toll roads, and see the traffic on the map as well. Right, so you can choose all of these options, and let me just add some more records over here. So being a sales executive, a person can create the route for themselves. So I've selected some records and have selected the options that are provided, and I'll click on go. So this will give the sales executive a optimized route based on selection of the customers that they have done. So you can see the route has been given over here. Now they have a little button over here for the saving of route. So they can click on this, they can give it a name, they can select a date when they are going out on the field to follow this route and meet all of these clients, and they can further select themselves or they can select for the colleague as well. So basically, a person, Maplytics user, can create the route for themselves, or if they want, they can create the route for their subordinate or the colleague as well. So this is how the field rep can create the route into the map. Now, whatever routes that you have created will be saved into the activity entity. So here you can just go for the activity entity, and all of the routes that you have created using Maplytics will be shown under here. Right. So now let's move on to, so these are the routes that have been created. So now let's move on to the other feature that we have listed for today, which is using Maplytics in mobile. So you have to understand how the field reps can further use Maplytics into the mobile. Let me just connect my mobile to the PC. Okay. So here I'll be showing you the perspective of the salesperson, how they will be able to use Maplytics into the mobile. So here you can see I have opened the Dynamic CRM app for phones over here. So you can just download the Dynamic CRM app for phones or Dynamic CRM sales app in order to log into your CRM, and you will be able to use Maplytics just the way I'm showing you over here. Okay, so here I am into my demo instance, which I was showing you into the PC itself. So here now I can just go for the accounts, and just like you saw into the PC, here you have these buttons for the Maplytics maps as well, the detail map and the heat map. So basically, this the same way you can access Maplytics within the CRM as well. Okay, so now what I have to do is that, being a sales executive, I have already created my sales, the routes into the CRM using Maplytics, and that route has been saved into my system. So here, what I'll do is that I'll just go for the activity entity over here, and just a second, and here I'll just I'll search for the data that I have, the route that I have created for myself. So here I'll just search for this. And here is the route that I have created for myself. So the sales executive can simply go to the activity entity. They will be able to see this route. They can open this route. They will be able to see which of the person has been assigned as the owner for the route, and which of the clients they have to go and meet. So you can see the whole list of the clients that they have to go and meet, and then they can see the total distance and total time that they have to follow on the field. Now, all of these details are available within the route itself. They can just click on this more button, and then they can click on the plot route button. So you can see it is very easy to access the route on the map. So here we have opened the mobile app, the Maplytics into the mobile, and we are plotting the route that was created. So this is plotting the route, and you can see the route has been plotted on the map, and this is how the field sales executives can simply plot the route on the map. And now they can follow this route using the turn-by-turn directions. So I'm clicking on this direction app at the bottom, direction card, and here you can see there's a little button over here, which is the navigation button. So I can click on this navigation, and you can see the navigation card opens up. Okay, so here I can see the whole route on the map. By default, it will take you to the Google Maps. Other than that, you can also use two other map options, which are the Apple Maps or the Waze app, WAZE. So based on the preference of every Maplytics user, they can select their preferred app, and based on that, it will open the respective navigation into the respective selected app. If nothing is preferred into the settings, it will by default take you to the Google Maps. Okay, so here you can choose to see the the complete route. You can choose to see the parts of the route like A to B, B to C, like that. Okay, so this is how the sales executive will be able to see these routes they have been assigned with, or they have created for themselves. They can follow the route using the turn by turn direction of over here into the map. Now, while they are following this route on the map, they can face some of the ad hoc situations that they didn't plan for. So, which is why Maplytics helps them to add more records to their time to increase the productivity. So let's add some records over here. Okay, and I'll click on go. Sorry. So here I have added all the records over here. Now let's say the field sales executive is traveling on this route, and for some reason some of the clients have canceled the meeting, or let's say the rep has already finished meetings with some of the clients before time. Okay, so the person has some more time to spend on an extra meetings. So for that, we have a very special feature which is called along the route feature. So you can see this button over here. If I click on this along the route button, you can see this is the default distance. You can surely change this. This comes from, again, the configuration detail record. Now I can click on go. So what happens, rest of the records will be disappeared, and only those records which exist between 0.5 miles of distance from the route have appeared over here. Right. So this is why it is called along the route, because it will give you the data that falls along the route and is most closest to the route. Now here you can see the records that fall along the route. The person can simply click on these records to see details. The person can double click on the records to see this tooltip card as well, to see further details over here. So the field rep will be able to see all of those records which are within the close vicinity. They can click on the records. They can see more details. They can even, if you have the phone number into the records, they can also call the person using the phone function, and they can check whether they're available for a meeting or not. Now they can simply right click on the suitable push pin for the record in order to open this contextual menu, and they can add to route. Right, now I can just, okay, so and if you want to close any card over here, you can just simply click on the map to close the card. Now I'll go for the direction card. I have added an extra record, so I can click on go. This will give me the re-optimized route based on the extra record that I have selected. So here you will be able to see the extra record that I just selected, and it has added that record as well as a part of the existing route. Now that you have changed something, you can also update the same into the record of the route. So here what I'll do, I'll go for the options just a second. Yeah, sorry. I'll go for the open save routes. Now here you can choose a range of date, or else you can choose the simple single date as well. I can click on search, and here you can see this is the route that I opened a few minutes ago. Now I can click on update, and this will update the changes that I have done into my route. This means that my reporting manager will always be aware of the most latest route that the field rep has been following on the field. Okay, so this was the route along the route feature, based on which the field rep, while they're out on the field traveling on a particular route, they will be able to see all of these people within the vicinity. Now let's say using the along the route, there are not much results into the 0.5 miles of distance. You can surely increase the distance as well, or else you can straight away go for another feature that we have, which is the proximity search. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll right click on the location, and I'll set it as current location. Now what I'm trying to do is that I want to plot a circle within which I'll be getting the results of the accounts. So what I'll do, I'll click on the search button, and here you can see the space for entering the distance. So I'll just put some radii. So here, let's say I'll go for 3 radii. So at the max, you can put 3 radii along with decimals up to 2 places. Now I'll click on go. So this will give me 3 circles based on the 3 radii that I have entered. Right now here, the first of all, just by looking at it, you are able to see which clients are near or far from your current location. Right. Apart from this, this will give you a very important information, which is the line of sight distance. So you can see, you can click on any particular push pin, just tap on any push pin, and you will be able to see this line of sight distance on the respective hover of the push pin. If you double click on the push pin, you will be able to see this line of sight distance into this card as well. Okay, so this will give you a high level overview of which push pin is near or far from your current location. Now you will be able to, for example, if you are trying to search for more records and you want to meet any of these records, in that case, the straight line won't be the practical distance to travel on the field, right? Which is why we have given this option of show travel distance. So here I have selected this, and now I'll click on the search button to go for searching the shortest travel distance between the for all of the push pins. So now it will be calculating the shortest travel distance from the current location to each of the push pins, and it will give you two distances, the line of sight distance as well as the shortest travel distance. So basically based on both of the distances, the field rep, while they are out on the field, they will be getting an idea of how much distance is there to travel to each of the push pins. Based on that, they will be able to figure out which push pin is near or far, which client is near or far from your current location. And then let me just quickly reconnect. Let me just reconnect my mobile. Okay, so I hope you're able to see the mobile screen again. Now here it has plotted the shortest travel distance along with the line of sight distance. Now if I just hover on any push pin, you can see both of the distances. So these two distances will be so these two distances will be able to helping the field sales person will to understand which client is near or far from your current location. So the field rep can now take a decision of which clients is near or far from their current location. They can check their details using the single tap or double tap on the push pin, and they can further meet the clients, and they can also add the records to the respective route. So this is how they will be able to get an idea which clients are near or far, and further make ad hoc changes that they didn't plan for earlier. Okay, so this was the proximity search. Now we have a very special feature, which is the POI location as well. So for example, while they are out on the field, they want to go to a certain location which is not a part of the CRM. For example, they want to go for let's say grabbing lunch, or let's say they want to meet a client into a cafe. So in that case, they need to know the information about the nearby locations. So for that, we have a feature of POI location, that is point of interest location. So for that, you can right click anywhere on the map, and then you have this point of interest location setting. So you can see the purple push pin, this is the point of interest location. Now here you can click on search, and here you can go for the POI option, and here you will be able to see these icons over here. Right, you can choose all of these icons over here. For example, if I go for the restaurants, so this will give you all of the restaurants that have been that are within the nearby surroundings. So here you can see the restaurants have appeared over here. If I want, let's say I'll go for the gas station, let's say. So if I want to refuel my vehicle, I can go for the gas stations. If I want, I can also go for other locations as well. So it basically gives you a whole list of locations over here. You can just type it over here. You can give it a keyword as well, and you'll be able to see whole list of locations that you can go for. So let's say I'll go for ATM, I'll click on search, and you'll be able to see all of these records the locations that exist within the nearby area. So you can see, you can click on these POI locations, you can double click on these POI locations to see further details about these locations. Now, let's say in case you are traveling around the field and let's say you came across any material handling company, and let's say this becomes a good prospect for you. In that case, you can see this particular create record option over here on the card itself. So here you can click on this and this will allow you to create a new record right from the map, which means that if you come across any particular business that could be a good prospect for you, you will be able to create a new record for that particular business, and that becomes a part of your CRM. So this way you will be able to plot your route as well as see the nearby clients and change the route as per your ad hoc situations and further search for the point of interest location. Now here, one of the very important information that you need to know while using Maplytics into the mobile, which is locate me button. You see the third button at the right hand side. This is the locate me button. Okay, so what happens while you are searching for the proximity search, you can just click on this locate me button. Why I didn't click earlier? Because I'm out of this particular area that I'm showing you. So I'm based in India. If I click on this, it will basically give me the current location for my location right now. So what it does, it fetches the current GPS location of the device, and it will plot the current location on the respective location that you are right now. Let me just sorry. Let me just refresh this. Yeah, I'm sorry. The second button, it is the locate me button is the second. So I'll just click on the locate me button over here. So the locate me button basically fetches the current location of the device. So this becomes very essential if you're searching for the nearby area. You will be able to click on this locate me button in order to get your current GPS location, which is why I didn't click earlier, because I'm demonstrating into London and I'm based into India. So now it will fetch my current location of the device, and it will plot it as the current location on the map. Okay, so this must be the, so let me just check. Okay, let me just show you again. So basically, it will help you to fetch the current GPS location of the device that gives you the most relevant data while you are searching out on the field. So here, if you click on this locate me button, this will fetch. So you can see the push pin has appeared over here. This is my current location. So this becomes a very useful option while you're out on the field. This gives you the most relevant data because you're able to search nearby your own current GPS location of the device. So this is how the salesperson, while they're out on the field, they will be able to see which of the clients are nearby their own current location, and they can further take actions based on the respective results that they get using Maplytics. So this is how you will be able to use Maplytics into the mobile. Now let's move on to the desktop again, and I'll show you my deck. I'll share the desktop screen again, and here you'll be, I hope you're able to see the screen. And now let's move on to the other features that we have listed for today. So the next feature I'll be showing you is the truck routing. So truck routing becomes the most essential feature because the logistics industry, one of the most important use case is that they need to transport the goods from one location to another location, and these are done using the heavy commercial vehicles. So heavy commercial vehicles have their own specific dimensions, right? So based on those specific dimensions, they cannot take the regular roads that are driven by the cars. So which is why they have specific roads that they are able to drive from. So for that, we have a feature which is called the truck routing, using which you are able to get the optimized route for the truck to have the to go and follow. So here I have plotted some records over here. So what I'll do is that, let me just go for the direction card. So here you can see there's a fourth button, which is the truck button over here. So what I'll do is that I'll just add some more records over here. Okay, so let's say these are the records that my truck driver should go and meet and deliver the goods to. So here I have selected some records. You can see the records have been plotted over here. And now you can click on this truck option over here. Now you can see there are some trailer types. These trailer types are nothing but the dimensions of various types of trucks. So some of the trailer types already get created while you configure Maplytics into the system, your CRM. If you want, you can go for custom options, or you can create your own trailer type into the asset entity as well that gets created into the Maplytics app. Okay, so let's go for a trailer type that already exists. You can also choose if you are transporting any type of hazardous material. So here I can click on go. So this will give you the optimized route based on driving by the truck that has that specific dimensions, right? So you can see this is the route that your truck can follow based on the specific dimensions of the respective truck. Right, so this is the truck routing feature, and here also you have this option of along the route. While the truck driver is following this particular route, they will be able to search for the nearby clients as well if they need to deliver something while they are out on the road. Apart from this, if they need to search for the nearby clients, they can also do so. So here they can just right click on the specific location, they can set it as the current location, and now here you can see the show travel distance option. Here also you can choose the trailer type over here or the hazardous material, and now you can click on search. So this is how the truck drivers, while they are out on the field delivering the goods to one location to another location, in that case also they will be able to search for the nearby records that belong to the nearby vicinity from their current location. Again, here I have selected the current location manually because I'm into the desktop. While the truck drivers are out on the field, if they are using Maplytics into mobile, they can click on the locate me button at the right hand side, and they will be able to fetch their current GPS location from the device into the Maplytics map. So you can see the proximity has been plotted, and just like you saw earlier, you will be able to see this proximity search based on the shortest travel distance based on driving by truck. So this is how it aids the drivers while they're out on the field to see the nearby records as well. So this way the truck route becomes the most essential feature for all of the people who are into the logistics industries and which are using heavy commercial vehicles. They can follow this route that is given by the truck routing feature, specially made by based on the dimensions of the truck. Now let's move on to the next feature that we have listed, which is the auto scheduling. So let me just refresh this map. So auto scheduling is an automated version of the routing optimization that you saw. So auto scheduling will be giving you the ability to create a schedule for multiple users over a multiple days as well. So let me just plot some records over here. Now, for all the organizations who are into the logistics and they use, let's say, light commercial vehicles, they are the transporting the goods for a shorter distance, and they are using the smaller vehicles, the minivans, the mini trucks, and they are using those to transport the goods from one location to another for shorter locations. So here you will be able to plot some records, and here let's say I'll go for the mass actions, and here I'll be able to see the auto scheduling option. So here I can click on confirm, and this will give me the respective auto scheduling section. Okay, so here we are into the auto scheduling section, and this is the card over here. So now you can choose the respective drivers that for which you are creating the schedule for. So let's say I'll choose Joe and Sam. So here you can create the schedule for multiple users as well. So you can use multiple drivers over here. Now here, this will give you so many preferences that you can consider while creating the schedule. So you can choose when to start the schedule, you can choose how many users to consider, the period of the schedule. Basically, you can create the schedule weeks ahead of the respective date as well. At a max, you can go for 1 month ahead as well. So let's say I'll go for 1 week, and here you can choose the duration for each meeting. So basically, for every delivery, how much time it will take, you can choose that. So let's say I'll go for 20 minutes over here, and you can choose the start time, end time, break time within the day for the drivers, break duration for the drivers, and the buffer time that helps them to reach the respective location on time, and the respective days they are working within. Here, you also have this very important information, which is the current consider existing meetings, which means that if there are any existing appointments already created, the delivery appointments already created for the respective drivers that you have selected, those will also get considered, which means that it considers the availability of the drivers at any particular point of time. Now here you can see advanced preferences that will give you more information about the respective users and the meetings. Now here you can see the true drivers that are selected has been listed over here, and the origin and destination, these are the default origin and destination coming from the configuration detail record. You can surely change this as well. Okay, now here how many deliveries per day should be scheduled. For example, I'll go for 10 per day. Now I'll explain this in a while. Now here you will be getting the list of the meetings that I just listed. So these are nothing but the records on which I'm running this auto scheduling. Okay, so here you can just go for it. You can deselect these records if you do not want to consider any. You can also make the changes to the individual deliveries as well, like this. Okay, now moving ahead, this is the existing meeting section. So if there are any existing deliveries already scheduled for the respective drivers that you have selected, those will also get considered over here. If you do not want to consider any, you can also deselect some of them over here. Now, what is this two options that I left earlier? Rescheduling existing meetings. It means that if the existing delivery of appointments that have already been created, if it's okay to make the changes to the existing appointments, then you can just click on yes. If it's not okay to change anything into the existing appointments, you can just click on no. Now, existing appointment changes means, let's say, the changes into the owner, changes into the due time of the appointments. If that's okay to make changes, you can just click on yes. Now, what is continuous schedule? Continuous schedule basically is useful while you are creating the schedule for more than a day. So, for example, you are somewhere over here, and now by the end of the day, you reach up to let's say somewhere over here. Now, to start the second day, instead of going back to the origin, you can simply start the second day from the destination of the first day. Okay, so this is what we call to be a continuous schedule. If the drivers are not supposed to go back to the origin every day, in case the drivers in case the drivers are supposed to go to the region every day, in that case you can just keep it no. In case the drivers are able to go ahead and continue with the route without going back to the region, you can just click on yes. Now we have chosen all of these preferences over here. Now we can go ahead and schedule this. So I'm just deselecting this just to be quicker, and here I'll click on proceed. So here I have selected two drivers based on which this should give me the optimized schedule that my two drivers can follow and deliver the goods to the respective locations, and it will make sure that the time on the field is the least, and it will consider the proximity of the location of the drivers along with the location of the records as well. So this will give you the most optimized route from the location of the respective salesperson to the respective delivery points on the map. So this will give me two routes because I have selected two different drivers, and it will also color code the routes based on the two drivers in order to distinguish between the two different routes. So basically you will be able to differentiate between the various routes based on the two different users. Now here you can see the legend card, two colors are there. This represents which color represents which particular user. Now here you can see this is the calendar for Joe Smith. I can change it to Sam as well. So I can see how does the day look like for Sam, and I can see how does the day look like for Joe. I can also click on next and see the next day for Joe or switch to Sam. Now here you can see there's an option of day. I can also switch to week option as well. So I can see how much, so you can see the legend has changed. This has been giving you the color for each of the weeks. So here I can see how does it look like for the respective user for the whole week. You can also click on next and you will be able, okay, so this is the end of the schedule. So you will be able to see how does the week looks like for the respective selected driver. Now, whatever option that you have selected, the respective options will be, respective meetings will be shown over here into this trip summary panel as well. So here you will be able to see individual meetings that are within the respective week or a day, and the respective meeting will be shown over here. Here you can also go for the turn by turn directions that are visible over here. So this is how you will be able to create the optimized schedule for your multiple drivers who are using the minivans to transport the light goods from one location to another, and they can follow these routes while they are out on the field to deliver the goods. So here you can see the appointments have been scheduled and the routes have been created. These have not been saved into the CRM yet. So for that, you can click on create. Here you will be able to select the appointments over here, service activities, as well as bookable resource bookings. Now here you can select the appointments over here, and you can select the subject, start date, end date, and respective priority for the delivery, and then you can choose to create route. Now, once you click on create, what will happen? These appointments and the routes will get saved under the activity entity, and further the drivers can simply go to the activity entity. They will be able to see all of the routes and the appointments that have been created using Maplytics and have been assigned to them will be shown under this particular activity entity. So they will be able to access all of the appointments and the routes that have been given, and they can further follow these routes on the field. So this was the truck route feature that every organization who are into the logistics industries can use to transport their goods based on the specific routes that can be followed by the trucks of the specific dimensions. Now let's move on to the last feature of the day, which is the territory management. So here I can just go for the main screen of the detail map, and we have the whole territory management section over here. So we have several options using which you are able to plot the records, plot the regions on the map. So I'll just first choose the first option, which is the by file option over here. So here I'll choose the file over here. I have chosen an Excel file, and I'll just guide Maplytics to plot the desired boundary that I want. So here this will plot the boundary of the zip codes that are within my Excel file. So now here you can simply choose these zip codes, right click on it, and create a territory out of it. If you want, you can also choose multiple regions on the map and then create a territory out of it. Right. Now, here we have a very useful feature for all of the territory managers to divide their clients into the number of sales reps that they have. So what I'll do is that I'll just plot the records into this region. And now here, So here you will be able to see the records have been plotted over here. And now what I'll do is that I want to create the number of territories. Let's say I have 3 salespeople. I want to create 3 territories for 3 of my salespeople. So I want these clients to be distributed into 3 different parts for 3 of my sales executives. So now what I'll do is that I'll right click on the selected part and right click and click on create territories to see the third option. Now here I'll just put 3 over here. So I can click on proceed, and this will give me the 3 different territories that have been created based on the distribution of the automatic distribution of the records that I have given. So here you can see the territories, 3 territories have been listed over here. You can change the name of the territories. You can choose a territory manager right from here. You can even choose the color of the territories right from the map itself. Now here, if you're okay with these territories, you can just click on create over here. So this will ask you to create these territories into the CRM. Along with that, it will also give you another window asking whether you want to assign these territories to the respective records. So within a few clicks, you are able to distribute the number of clients into the number of sales reps that you have, create the number of territories that you want automatically based on the balanced distribution of the records. Along with that, you are able to assign these records to the respective assign these territories to the respective records as well. Now let's say you want to spend some more time on these territories. You can just save it as a draft territory and come back later and plot the same draft territory, and you can start off where you left earlier. Now, the third option is realignment. Let's say you have added another person into your sales team. Let's say you have 4 people over here. Now I'll just put 4. It will recalculate the number of clients, and now you can see 4 territories have been given. So just like earlier, you can change the name, give the territory manager over here, change the color, and now if you're okay with these territories, you can click on create. Now it will create these territories, and as well as it will give you the option to assign these territories to the respective records over here. Right. So this was the automatic territory creation. Apart from this, we also have a few more options into the territories over here. So here we have the second option, which is the by region. So here you can just put the any particular option over here. Let's say you can see a lot of options are there. If you want to plot city, state, county, country, postal codes, whatever you want, you can choose the respective thing, and here you can choose the value, enter the value over here, and you will be able to plot that particular region on the map. Now just like you saw earlier, select that region and create a territory out of it. Right. Now, similarly, if you want to create a territory out of a particular region that cannot be defined by the geographical boundaries, you can choose these drawing tool as well. So let's say I'll go for the individual, the freehand drawing. I can just draw a shape like this if I want. And let's say I want to create the circle, or let's say a square, whatever you want. And then you can use these shapes to create a territory. Now you can see I've selected these 3 options over here, which means that your territory could be a combination of by region and the by drawing, as well as the by file option as well. So you will be able to create a territory based on all of these 3 options. Now, once you have created these territories, you are able to align your territories as well. So here, let me just plot some territories. We have the 4th option to select some territories over here. So here I'll choose these territories that I have created. Just a second. Okay, so I have created some territories already, and I'll click on plot. So here you can see these are the territories, and you can notice that these territories overlap on each other. Basically, the overlapping territories as well as hierarchical territories are also supported into the Maplytics. So you can see whole of London and the smaller parts of London are the overlapping territories. Now here I have plotted some territories that are already saved into the CRM. Now I can move and copy these territories as well. So this is basically alignment. If you want to move this region to another territory, you can do that. So here you can just choose another territory over here and you can click on proceed. What will happen? This particular region will be removed from the current territory and it will be moved to another territory that I've selected because it was a move to. And similarly, if I want to copy, so let's say I want to make a duplicate of this region to another territory as well. So here I'll right click over here and click on copy to. I can select a particular territory over here and here I can click on proceed. What will happen? This particular region will be copied to another territory that I have selected, as well as it will remain into the current territory because it was a copy to. Now, this is how you will be able to align your territories. Apart from this, you can also choose to see the overlay. So let me just choose, refresh this map. So the fourth option, overlay, basically allows you to see some more data about the respective market that you have. So let's say I'll choose one of the file that I have, which is the postal codes into Staten Island. And here I have the population as the demographics data within the respective file. Okay, so here basically you will be able to get the demographics information. So here you can see the population. I'm able to see which of the region gives me the most of the population. So you can see red and purple give me the most of the population. I can choose these regions and I can create a territories out of it. So this basically helps you to get the insights of the target audience that you have into the market. You can also plot your own census data as well. You just have to save your census data and then you will be able to plot that on the map. So this was the overlay feature. Apart from this, we also have a very useful feature, which is the S3, that is the recent integration into the Maplytics. So we have this S3 support into Maplytics. Those who are using the S3 account to access the ArcGIS features, they can use this option and configure the S3 account within the Maplytics, and then they will be able to access all of these S3, the ArcGIS files that are into their account. So here you will be able to plot all of these options. So let's say I'll just choose, let's say this one, and I'll click on plot. So this will plot the respective file on the map. If I want, I can categorize these files based on any attribute as well. Now, similarly, we have also the polyline file as well as the pushpin file as well. So I can choose those files as well to see on the map. If you have categorized your files on the into the S3 account, so those categorized file will also be listed into this ArcGIS account over here. So now this was the last feature, which was the territory management, using which the territory managers will be able to give a particular territory to the field reps. Further, field reps can further plot these territories on the map to visualize these territories and the respective clients they are responsible for, to go and meet all of those clients, just like you saw earlier, by creating the routes within the respective territories. So you can see they will be able to visualize these territories on the map. You can further control within the settings whether the sales reps will be able to see their own territories, or they should be able to see all of the territories that have been created into the CRM. So these were all of the features, and now let me just go ahead and quickly launch one of the polls that you can just vote for the respective features that you think which will be most useful for your industry. Please vote for the features. So I'll wait for a minute. You can just vote for the features that you think will be the most useful for your industry. So I'll wait for a few seconds more. Please vote for the feature that you think will be the most useful for your industry. So I'll be closing the poll into a few seconds. Okay, now let's move on to the Q&A session, and you can type in the questions if you have any, and I'll be answering them for you. Please type in if you have any questions, and I'll be answering them for you. So we have a question from Richard. Can I create the routes within the Maplytics mobile? So the question from Richard was, can I create the route from the Maplytics mobile application? So yes, you will be able to create the route within the Maplytics mobile, just the way you saw me creating a route within the desktop version. Similarly, you can create a route within the mobile as well. You can right click on the push pin, basically long press on the push pin and add them to the route to create the route on the mobile. So okay. Okay, so if you have any more questions, our time is up. So if you have any more questions, you can just mail me at sushma@inergic.com or crm@inergic.com, and I'll be glad to help you with those questions. If you